Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.
That real quick with breaking heart. It's really like I've heard people say, it's not really dudes getting their heart broken. It's really their ego. I mean,
mm-hmm. Yeah.
And not only ego,
they don't be ready. They don't be ready because they lack the information about how females move, and then a female do some female shit, and is odd to you because you ain't expect it to happen.
Because nobody's putting them on. You know what I'm saying? Yo, real quick, shout out to Juan Star Coleman. You know what I mean? He says peace. Hey yo, Mr. MIA Esquete. What it do, man? Appreciate you for stopping by, man. You already know, man. As usual, I said golden child, you know what I mean? So yeah. What I was gonna say was, yeah, these dudes don't have nobody putting them on to that. You know what I mean? There's nobody on TV for that. There's nobody in music saying that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, at least I have my pops, you know what I'm saying, my uncles, my big bros, all them, you know what I'm saying, telling me all that. But what I was, just to jump back what I was saying with the homelessness, you know what I mean, when I was without someplace to stay, before that, I was like, because I was a pretty popular dude on campus and all that. So I said, once I'm in my situation, once these bitches hear about this shit, you know what I'm saying, they're gonna open their arms and open this shit up and, you know what I'm saying, do whatever they can to help me. And nah, my nigga, crickets. I say, yo, fuck up, yo. They hear I'm like this, and this is what's going on. Like, yo, you know what? I realized, like, I already told you what happened to me in 4th grade. So now when this shit happened right here, I'm like, nah, man, like, nigga gotta fucking hold himself down, my nigga. Like, I gotta do me. Like, I can't depend on a chick. Like, I can't expect her to hold me down or whatever the case may be. So I say that to say, from that lesson, I learned that, first lesson I learned that anybody who's homeless isn't always because of drugs. It isn't always because of something like, you know what I'm saying? So to rewind back to what we were originally talking about, living in the gray, and you talking about you kind of got to live in the extremes. And it's the truth, because if you only live a quote unquote good life, following all the rules and all that other stuff, you don't really understand people, you know what I'm saying, you don't understand the life the most. You know what I mean? You kind of have to teeter between good and bad, you know what I'm saying? Between the black and white. And once you have those experiences, like you said, you can put them together and find out where the truth or where life really is, which is mostly in the gray. But like you said, in order to be in the gray, it's really you teetering between the black and the white.
Exactly. I was just had that thought in my mind. You got a seesaw, you got a round weight just going back and forth, but never actually coming off the seesaw.
Right.
Yeah.
You never really
and incidentally, this is how you know that 50-50 talking point is some bullshit, because if you put the weight in the middle of the seesaw, no movement is gonna happen.
That looks dead to me. That looks like it's dead. You know what I'm saying? But the reason I brought that up, because I seen that you put a post that said, raise your hand if you know what it's like to lose everything and rebuild your life from scratch. Man. Unpack that for me real quick.
I mean, you was just speaking on being homeless, and I mean, I've been homeless myself. As a matter of fact, several different times in my life. And incidentally, it's when you are at those, bottom times, those low points in your life, that you focus the hardest and that, you work the hardest to accomplish what it is that you set out to accomplish.
That's a fact, man.
So, I've slept on park benches before. I even been to prison because I consider that to be homelessness also.
Fact.
And,
fact.
The very first time I was homeless is because I left home early. I left, my parents stayed together almost until I was 12.
Okay.
And then they split up, it was the 80s then. Crack was popular.
Right.
And, like a lot of other black people, my parents got caught up in that shit.
Okay.
But after that, I moved to North Carolina when I was 16. I've been down here ever since then. But that was my first homeless experiences, because when I got down here at 16, I left my mom's crib. So
at 16 years old?
At 16 years old.
Wow.
So I've been on my own for a long time, man.
Right. Okay, so would you say that a lot of the lessons that you learned from the streets, as opposed to?
Well, just living, period, because my whole life didn't take place in the streets.
Got you. Understood.
Hold on 1 second.
Sure, yeah. Go ahead.
I got a fly in this motherfucker.
No doubt, man. But yeah,
find something to kill him with.
Go ahead. Why you trying to kill the fly, man? Go ahead. So now, what I'll say to that is, sometimes you do have to hit rock bottom, man, to find out who the hell you are.
I got him too.
I was just about to say, sound like you got him, man.
Damn, God is motherfucking ass. A straight killer.
That ain't take long, man. That ain't take long at all. But what I was gonna say about that was, sometimes you gotta hit rock bottom in order to find yourself. Because what I'll say about that is, because rock bottom for me wasn't even being homeless. Rock bottom for me was getting dismissed from med school. You know what I mean? Because once I was dismissed from med school, and I knew for a fact that, my dream of becoming a physician was a rap, I spent at least, let's say 15 years, investing in becoming that. So to lose that goal, that dream, it had me wondering, and, having friends and family members already calling me Dr. So-and-so, you know what I mean? Like people in the hood tell me, oh, yo, that's so-and-so, he gonna be a doctor, you know what I mean? For that not to happen. That
speaks to how guys, how they get stuck in their interactions with women, because what you saying right there is basically you put in this time, you made this investment, and you don't want to give it up.
Yes.
A lot of dudes get stuck in situations with women underneath that same principle, that same context. But please continue.
No, absolutely, yeah. Do stay with chicks. Be staying with chicks because they don't want to start nothing new. And again, because they get comfortable with that chick. You know what I mean? But that's why I be telling dudes you gotta have multiple chicks. But yeah. So I went through what I went through with med school, and with people, having that aspiration for me in addition to myself. When that wasn't happening, I got to a point, and I was like, if I'm not that, then who am I? You know what I mean? So I had to hit rock bottom, and that's why to tap into something else. That's why it's good to have good friends in your life, real genuine friends. Like my genuine friends, I don't even call them friends. I call them family members. You know what I mean? Because to me, I kind of differentiate between relatives and family. You know what I mean? I feel like I choose my family, and I'm born to my relatives. You know what I'm saying? So
that's factual.
Yeah. So my dudes who I call my family, you know what I'm saying? Like I was in a rut, you know what I mean? Like I said, I was rock bottom. I'm face to the ground, you know what I'm saying? And all my man had to tell me, because at this point, my man knew me at that point, he probably knew me about 25 years at this point. I remember I was sitting in the whip, I was like, yo, so-and-so, like, yo, it's a rap, man. Yo, they said two things he told me. first time I told him when I got dismissed, he's like, "Yo, so what's the result? What happened with your med school thing?" I remember sitting in the whip. I was like, "Yo, man, they dismissed me, bro. Like, it's a wrap for that shit." And you know, I'm feeling all down and shit. And I don't know how my man's is gonna react or my people's gonna react when I say something like that. So I said that to him, and I remember when I said, "Yeah, they dismissed me." He was looking at me. He looked forward for about 3 Mississippis. Then he looked back at me again, like, "All right, so what's the next step?" Like, oh shit! I wasn't even thinking that far. You know what I mean? So just right there, he put the CPR on me, like, "Doop, we got a heartbeat." Like, oh shit! I wasn't even thinking about what's next. And it's not even that he said it; it's the way he said it. Because you got to understand, me being dismissed from medical school was my first failure. Was the first time that I took the L. You know what I'm saying? So I was in. That's like Mike Tyson getting knocked out by, you know what I'm saying, Buster Brown. I was like, oh shit, like, yo, what the fuck just happened? So boom, that was number one. Number one is he said, "Yo, what you gonna do next?" And that kind of got my mind working and thinking, like, all right, what am I gonna do next? So in the meantime, in between time, before I got into the profession that I'm in now, I was kind of stuck on what I'm gonna do next. And because of that, I was becoming sensitive to the things that people were saying to me. And again, my man only had to tell me one thing. He just said, I would vent to him. And one thing he said, "Yo," he just looked at me, he said, "Yo, man, the RPC I know, he will let shit like that roll off his back."
Yeah, that's something that a lot of guys is missing. You know, I guess you could say in their character is that they'll approach a female tell them no, and they get down about it, and then they be ready to quit. You know,
facts.
But as a man, you always got to be thinking ahead. Okay, if this bitch tell me no, what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go talk to another one. You know, it's about coming up with solutions. You know, I mean, as a man, that's part of your purpose is to
your makeup
solve problems.
Facts. That's why. Okay, speaking of solving problems, I believe another, and you tell me if you agree or not. I think another issue that dudes have is that when a chick comes to them with a problem, they automatically assume that the bitch is looking for a solution. Not all the time, my niggas. Sometimes she just wants you to listen. But I think that's something else that we spoke about. Dudes don't have the skill to listen. Like these dudes, they have to be talking on the phone for 3 hours to a bit. Not even talking on the phone. A chick next to them, they gotta be doing most of the talking. Nah, family. Especially if she's into you, nah, family. You don't gotta do. You have to do little to no talking.
The more she like you, the general rule is the more she like you, the less you gotta do.
Bang.
The more she like you, the easier she gonna make it.
Bruh. Yo, okay, let me tell you what my dumb ass used to do when I was younger.
And this is a lot of different indicators. You know what I'm saying? She the more she like you, the quicker she'll be willing to have sex with you.
100%.
The more she like you, the more she'll be receptive to just about anything that you're willing to do or want to do.
That's a fact. But these dudes are so thirsty that they're not even waiting for those type of things, man. They just looking at it like, can I get the box? And as soon as they get the box, like I said, we jumping here and there, man. Yo, even when it comes to getting the box, these dudes, when they finally do get the box, they be in their mind, they be thinking like, I don't know if I'm gonna get it again, so I might as well just do whatever I can right now. You know what I'm saying? They be on some quick chick pump and dump. You know what I'm saying? Like not pump and dump, but chick pump in 2 positions and shit, and they done. Like nah,
yeah,
man.
That's part of the reason why they can't keep chicks around. I say that dudes got low AI. That's what I call it. They lack in attentiveness when it comes to dealing with women, and they lack in imagination when it comes to dealing with women. Especially in terms of sex.
Lack imagination. Hey, yo, real quick before we get into that, shout out to Mr. IGAF Mindset for the $5 super chat, man. He said, keep dropping them knowledge, that knowledge, fellas. Yes, sir.
Salute.
Salute, man. Appreciate you for that. But yeah, man, they have no imagination, man. They going off of what they see in porn. You know what I'm saying? Everything they see, the way that dude on the porn is fucking not realizing these people are actors and actresses. You know what I'm saying? That dude trying to learn how to read body language. You know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure.
You got these chicks like fake nothing on you, but that's another conversation about. I think you posted it. You
fake moaning.
Yeah, fake moaning. But
hey, I'm guilty. I don't fake nothing on bitches before.
I was gonna say, but dudes don't know that dudes be fake nothing too. Cause I've had to do that a couple of times myself. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that usually happens when you deal with an info like, God damn, bitch, I've been fucking for 4 hours. Go get out.
Another one like this bitch, yo. Like dudes don't have them problems, man. So we're not even gonna talk about that.
I know that's right.
But all right, let's get deep real quick, man. We talked about, we're basically saying like dudes don't have the ability to control their sexual desires, man. They don't have the ability to, you know what I mean? And that's the reason why they having problems with chicks, is because they're showing their thirst. They don't even know how to match. You know what I'm saying? But with that being said, when I met you, I mean, right now you on IG, your handle is the incredible T.O.P. But when I met you, your name was T.O.P Chakra.
And Top Chakra.
Yeah, Top Chakra. So what I want to get into is chakras, man. Because real quick, we're not gonna get too deep, but I want the people to know, like, what are chakras, man? What made you decide
the word chakra is a Sanskrit word, and it's just the rough translation is wheel, but the idea of what a chakra is basically an energy center in a particular location of your body. So for example, the very first chakra is called the root chakra, and it's right around your groin area. Sure. And a lot of people misunderstand the root chakra having to do with sex, and it really doesn't. Your root chakra really has to do with your foundation as a person. It's the next chakra up. I call it the gut chakra. That has more to do with, your sexual proclivities and, desires, etc., etc.
Hey, go ahead.
Basically, it's a system of understanding the different energies, how, what they're responsible for, and for you as a person. So esoteric shit.
Right. But that's the problem, Top, is the fact that too many males don't even believe in this esoteric stuff. They only believe in the physical. They only believe what they see with their physical eyes, as opposed to their third eye. You know what I mean? So back to
they believe in Wi-Fi. So I don't see what the problem is.
But just to break it down some more, like you said, the root chakra. You know what I mean? Like that. Like you said, it's roots. It grounds you. It grounds your mind, body, and soul to earth. You know what I mean? Because
exactly,
you gotta realize that they are you're spiritual being first before you are human. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead.
You both right now. You're both simultaneously. So in the Bible, it refers to God as being the Word, and then it goes on to say that the Word was made flesh. So your body would be equivalent to the devil or the flesh, and your spirit would be equivalent to God the Almighty.
Ooh.
And it's always, you always going to see that same setup all throughout life. The next most obvious example is your mother and your father.
Facts. Okay.
And you yourself are the culmination of those two.
Right. Right.
So you see it on every level. But in order for you to see it, you got to know to look for it.
Law of polarity. Is that what you're speaking of?
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
Universal law, man.
So your mother and your father is the black and the white, and you would be the gray. Again, see, it's on every level. It doesn't make it. It just looks. It's the same, but it just looks different. Now everything in life is like that.
Exactly. It's the universal law of polarity that he's speaking of. So that's everywhere in the universe. Not just
life itself is set up like that.
Exactly. That's pretty much what we're saying. But dudes don't seem to understand that. So speaking on law of polarity, what I realized is, like, dudes, speaking of law of polarity, let's tap into energies and all that. With my interactions with female, I realized that even applies there, where if I'm too happy, she's looking at me like, why this motherfucker so happy for, and this, that, and the third. But if I'm like different, or if I'm like looking serious, she's all playful, and she's just, and I was like, yo, I use that to my advantage. Like, now I know how to control people's energies, because it's always gonna be polarity. You know what I'm saying? I even realized you ever been so happy, and the chick like, why you so happy for? Why you smiling for?
You actually manipulate other people's energy with your energy.
There you go.
Especially if your energy is more energetic than theirs. So this is why people be attracted to people who are highly charismatic.
Yes, sir.
You know, they basically just emanating more energy than the next person.
Yes, sir. I realize that now, even at my job, like when I'm walking through the hallway or walking to the locker room, somebody always wants to have a short conversation with me, yo. Knowing I got somewhere to go. You can see I'm like trying to, like, wait, but hold on, but you know that I'm looking like, yo, bro. And I started realizing, like, dudes and chicks like my energy. Cause I'm non-judgmental. I come with, I'm also an empath. That's a whole nother episode. But I also feel people's energy, and I can gauge that and know what to do with it. But back to the chakra. We spoke about the root chakra, which grounds you into your mind, body, and soul, to earth. And then the next one above that is the sacral chakra. That's like by like your tailbone and shit. And like you said, that's like your sexual desires. And I think that's where, I think right there is where a lot of people get stuck.
Yeah, they do.
Second chakra, where they got 5 more to go, fam. 40 years old. They're still stuck on number 2. Go ahead.
They do. A lot of people get stuck on that, or you know, on the sexual aspect. But what a lot of people fail to realize is that, like I was just pointing out, that, you know, if you look at life the right way, you'll notice that everything you see look like everything else. It's put together like everything else. Right. So that to say that every interaction that you having with a woman could technically be sexual. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So the same shit that you would do to her physically, just by physically touching her, is the same shit you should do to her mind. You know what I'm saying? Same shit you should do to her spirit.
Bro.
And then that's how you steal a bitch soul.
Yo, Top, you know,
man. You gotta be able to, the same way you touch her physically is the same way you gotta touch her in every other way.
Yo, I'm at a point now, Top. I like to tickle bitches in their brain, man. You know what I'm saying? Like you just said, like, see, dudes like we all know. Well, not them, but like we all know. Well, hold on. Shout out to Opie King. King Dot, I already spoke your name up a few times, man. So you had to pop up.
Shout out, Opie.
You know what I mean? Shout out to Oppie Kingdom with the $5 super chat. He said blessings and support, man. Appreciate that, man. You already know. So yeah, man. So what was I gonna say? But anyway, we talk. What's the last thing you just said, Top? If you remember.
Basically just equating, one action with another. I was basically saying the same way that you would touch a chick physically,
right.
you should have that same mindset when it comes to doing that to her mentally or spiritually.
A lot of dudes don't know that the chick has 3 pussies, 3 vaginas. You know what I mean? They only know about the physical. And when I'm telling you the word, see, let me talk. We talk about the difference between physical and spiritual, right? Another way of saying that, in my opinion, is the difference between saying world and planet. All right, everybody lives in a different world, but we walking in the same planet. You know what I'm saying? The planet is the physical, but your world is what's going on in your mind. Your world, your perception. You know what I'm saying? So because a lot of dudes are stuck and rooted in the physical, they think that chicks are only vagina. I mean, even if you talk to a dude, they won't even realize like that you could take a chick's spirit, because chicks are vessels, physically, vagina, mentally, and spiritually. They're looking for someone or something to fill it up. So because people are only thinking with their penis, stuck on their they don't even know how to take it to the next level where you learn how to manipulate, where you learn how to have discipline. And once you have discipline within yourself, then you can then instill or pour it into an empty vessel.
Into her.
You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying?
Is there something about females that you wanted to know but could never figure out? Are you struggling with relationships? Do you feel like you're being taken advantage of by the women in your life? Do you want to know how to leverage the playing field to your favor? Well, did you know that the female mind and the female psyche are mysterious and unexplored regions like the dark web of the internet? For this reason, men need a method of decrypting or hacking the manipulative psyche or dark web of the female mind. Once a man has a deep understanding of true female nature, he will then be able to hack her programming.
Access granted.
The purpose of this book is to help grown males evolve into men so that they can treat the women in their lives accordingly.
You win.